Hey there, travelers, it's your DM Lucas. I do hope you're enjoying the story so far. I think we only have a few more episodes to go, and what a tale it has been. But I have a special little announcement here. I am running a campaign called Call of the Netherdeep. It is a new campaign that came out recently. To give you a little description of it, long ago, a war between gods of good and evil scoured the surface of the world Exandria. Both the noble prime deities and the selfish betrayer gods imbued their mortal champions with supernatural gifts that granted them strength enough to challenge their divine foes. Centuries later, the two groups of adventurers are called upon to retrace a mythic hero's steps and free him from his timeless prison. A tale begins in a land familiar to Critical Role fans, the war-scarred wastes of Zoras, the glimmering oasis city of Ank'Harel, but ultimately stretches beyond the material plane into a realm of lightless despair known as the Netherdeep. Basically, I am looking forward to running this one, but why I'm talking about this is this isn't actually a podcast related. What I'm doing is I am running a paid game. So for those of you who are like, paid game, what the hell's that? Basically, it's like somebody saying, hey, I am a GM. I'm willing to take all the time to set up the game, run the game, have all the things that you need, books, maps, all that kind of stuff. And so then people pay them per session of that. So if you're thinking, but that's ridiculous. Yeah, some people do it for free. I mean, I do it for free for a lot of my games, but I figured, my time, just as much as everyone else's, is worth something. So why not? Why not do this? And a lot of people are on a site that's called Start Playing Games. The sessions will go for about 3 hours. Maybe a little bit more, depending on what's going on that day. And we're looking to have 3 to 5 players. You don't need any experience playing D&D. If all you've ever really done was listen to actual plays and wish that you could play D&D, the door's open. I'm totally down to have beginners on board. I've introduced a lot of people to D&D and have got them up to speed. Hell, in this campaign, a few of the guys had not really played much in the way of D&D until they started playing with me. So I am used to getting people up to speed. So don't worry if you don't have any experience and you feel like maybe it's not for you. This is kind of for people who they want to run a game that has a little more professional oomph to it, right? Maybe they have a harder time finding people for a group. Maybe the groups around them aren't that great, or they just don't mesh well. Or maybe they just don't know where to look. So if this sounds interesting to you, I have a link in the show notes. The cost per session is $15, so think of it like the equivalent of a night out. It's, if you live here in Canada and beer's expensive, it's like having 2 or 3 beers when you go out for an evening, or buying a meal, or going out to see a movie, as my cat screams in the background. So, if this sounds like it's great for you, awesome, and I'd love to have you aboard. We already have a seat filled out, so we are just looking for 4 more. If this doesn't sound really up your alley, that's okay. I'm just putting up this and tossing the net out and seeing who's interested. But thank you all so much for listening to Battle of the Seven Dice and supporting us, and I can't wait to show you more of the stories that we have to come. So I hope that I get the opportunity to play some games with you, and I look forward to seeing which of you reach out. The link is in the show notes, along with more information. All right, everyone, I bid you all adieu.